Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another Twilight Princess any percent tournament match. This is pool number 3, and we have many runners for you to watch today. On commentary today, we have Jeez and Anarakis, and they will take it from here.
Yo,
Hello.
good morning, Zelda Speedruns. This is the first of 3 races today, so we've got a lot of TP for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
It'll be a good time.
Is it only pools race today?
Yeah, 3 pools races.
Nice.
Then we get to the tournament proper starting tomorrow. We should be getting started soon. Looks like we have 3 runners on English and 1 on French.
Alright, we're going. Good luck everyone.
Down now. Well, soon.
So we have 2 runners on Wii, 3 on GameCube today. So the routes are going to be a bit different, but should be relatively the same in most areas.
And we're off. So, Marco and Dean Machine, the runner off screen right now is the Ethernet boys, and then Ferdinand and Kipcode on Wii. Marco is 3rd on the leaderboards, so we can expect probably a pretty good run from him. And Dean and Ether, it could be close-ish between those two. We'll see. Either way, it should be a really fun race.
Yep. Marco is the favorite tonight, but you never know what can happen. Starting off with the gate.
First barrier, the gate, and Fernan is the first one to get through. Showing off the Wii version of Back in Time, where you side hop and pause immediately. I am always scared by that strat. Of course, the GameCube runner is probably going for a safe bit, going to the other side of the bridge and just pressing D-pad right and A at the same time. Dean having a little bit of trouble, but getting through.
He is not used to do the save back in time, so he's gonna take his time, but that looks good.
Looks like didn't unplug. Failing back in time loses a minute right at the start of the race, so it's good to see all of the runners getting through. Now we'll see. I imagine both Wii runners are not doing the optimal route, because the optimal route is not very RTA friendly, especially for races. We'll see though. They're both getting the lantern. The optimal route would go out to Hyrule Field right now. And yeah, it looks like neither of them are doing that.
They would do a Epona clip?
Yep.
Okay.
Good old Epona clip to get Gorge Void 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Instead, we'll see both of them go through the forest stumble later. At this point, Marco and Fernan look pretty close. The Wii load times are a little faster, but the Wii version is significantly slower in general because it's missing a glitch that we'll explain in a bit. So I think Fernan's PB is a 3:23 and Kipcode's a little longer than that, but still honestly not bad times for Wii.
Yeah, that's quite the difference between GameCube and Wii, but still quite fast for this game. So you saw they all reset their game while voiding out. That was to acquire some flags and a sword and the shield. It's not in the inventory, so it's gonna cause some issues later, but it's very, very useful to be able to do it this fast.
Yeah, in the end, back in time saves about... it's hard to say how much it saves because we have a category, no save and quit, that doesn't allow back in time, but it also doesn't allow save warps, and the difference between the categories is about 15 minutes.
Insane.
Back in time does cause a few extra issues, a few extra roadblocks, and possibly an upset about 20 minutes into the race. We'll see it in a little bit. Less than 20, only 15.
And yeah, thanks to Back in Time, the game advances a little bit the story flags. So we're just gonna jump straight into Goats 2.
Yep, the second Goats in the speedrun.
Of course.
Yeah, optimally, Wii any percent does Gorge Void about 5 minutes into the run. Neither of our Wii runners are doing the optimal route.
Seems quite scary, to be honest.
Yeah,
in a race.
Lots of risk of crashing, and Epona's same clip can take a long time to get, so it's probably the right call.
Nice good so far for Marco and Fionan.
20:05 for Fernand. 19:02. That's really good for a race for Marco. Looks like Kipcode might have a little problems. Maybe not. I thought I saw a goat going wide, but apparently not.
Oh, it might be a bit tough for Dean. Not tough, but
It shouldn't be too bad. It's just a little slow.
Yep. Very nice.
22 is still a pretty good time for a race. Then because they did back in time, they're able to go and talk to Bo 7 times to do the wrestling only 7 minutes into the run.
Better than 1 hour into the run, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you're much less likely to reset to Bo an hour into the run.
True, yeah. Alright, rock, paper, scissors. You want to ideally slap and mash very fast. I don't know if they can mash very fast on Wii, so...
It is hard to mash fast for Bo on Wii,
Yeah.
but it is possible.
Sofian then opted to grab and Marco chose to slap, but failed the one cycle, I guess. Bo is starting to troll.
Overall, not too bad so far.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Except for Dean
Yeah.
having little bad RNG there. Marco getting through first, followed by Fernand.
This one is supposed to be easier. And they're gonna make a save outside Bo's house.
The Wii runners probably won't.
Oh yeah.
Marco and Dean definitely will. You'll see quite a bit of route differences between Wii. Dean choosing to sidestep there, interesting choice.
Oh wow.
Most runners just slap and grab.
Yeah, I saw Dean
You'll lose this
sidestepping.
Bo fight. Wow, that was really bad RNG.
Yeah.
But getting through in the end.
I don't know if it was intentional, but sidestepping, I think it's really not a good choice in this fight.
I'd have to look up the RNG, but yeah, it's rarely worth it.
So they are gonna start the wolf section. There's not much to it. A couple of cancelling your dashes to start them over quicker. A box break for the bingo, maybe. Nice.
There it is, box break. I think that means Marco's gonna win.
Probably. He needs the spin during this frame. He's not gonna win.
Now the sewers section, I love the sewers section. It's just a bunch of optimal movement and some small time saves that I imagine most of our runners will be going for. Marco opting not to go for the early cutscene though.
It's so weird to get. I practiced it, but
it feels random, but
it feels random.
Really isn't.
I just have to get good.
Essentially the wolf tutorial, this section.
You learn about Midna helping you, dashing, digging, using senses, and you get a couple of flags that you actually need to play the game.
Yeah, Midna is kind of important.
Just a little bit.
Maybe someday low percent will be able to skip her.
So during this tutorial, Midna is gonna teach you how to jump very, very far by pressing Z. And if she talks to you after this Z input, there usually is a frame you can jump after the text to
Marco getting it there.
Yep, to skip some animation of Midna moving to your destination.
Yeah, they only save like half a second each, but that time adds up through the course of the sewers. So we'll see another one right up here on Marco's.
Nice.
Yeah, getting it very, very well. It is possible to time them, but the frame windows for each of them are just a little different.
I was wondering about this. Because across the whole run, there is a little bit of time to save on framers.
There's a lot of time on one specific framer, but the rest are, yeah, just very little time saves that add up. One of the interesting things about the Wii version is they don't have an equivalent for the R button. Oh, Fernan taking a void there. So when you go to a box and you need to push the box on Wii, you have to like hold up against the box for a second before pressing A. If you just press A normally, you'll get onto it. Just a small difference that it's hard to get used to.
They also have no camera control compared to GameCube. In some areas,
which will matter in the trick that Marco's coming up to.
Oh yeah. It seems so difficult on Wii.
But these Wii runners, both of these runners haven't run on GameCube, so they're used to the Wii version. And it's possible to get used to it. I don't know how. Fernan probably wisely opting to get hearts there. But
yeah, in this game, when you target an enemy and if you want to attack this enemy from far away, the game is gonna compensate for the distance between Link and this enemy, and we can use this mechanic with Hugo, Double Blade, and get over the trigger of Mina telling you to go grab a sword and the shield, even though we have it on our back.
Marco failing sword and shield skip there. The Hugo was very hesitant to swing there.
Yeah.
Marco.
That loses a minute also. Fionen also failed it?
And also failed it by the looks of it. Yeah, you'll see on Kipcode's screen, they don't have camera controls, so it's hard to get a good view at the ground visual cues that we use. That was an interesting attempt. Not too surprised that failed, though. Went very late.
Almost everyone failed it once at this point. We just have to check on Dean.
Possibly, and I don't know about Ether. I'll pull up his stream on the side.
Alright, yeah. Unfortunately, this trick is at the beginning and so Hugo decides to idle for Marco. Okay, got it.
Marco getting it second try. Ether did get sword and shield skip first try by the looks of it.
Nice. So Ether should be ahead.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, Dean is taking his time.
Yeah, in a race context, it's much better to lose 30 seconds just staring at the Bulblin. Fernan getting sword and shield skip there. Dean also failing it. So all runners on screen failed it at least once.
Damn.
And Kipcode getting it as well. Both Wii runners very close going into Fernan.
Very nice.
To be fair, all of the people that Zelda could hire as rooftop cleaners are currently spirits.
Or birds.
Or birds, yeah. I don't think birds would do that good of a job. I don't know.
I think they would mess the ground more than clean it up. So the Wii runners are learning right now the Mina charge, which is essential, almost, to go fast.
It is required to finish the game.
It is?
For so. Maybe it's
Biscanen? The hand?
It might not be. It's important for a trick coming up, though. That would be a little hard to be fast without.
Oh, and we need it for
boss bug, that's right.
Boss bug, yeah. So nice for Dean, got it second try. It's not surprising to see people fail so that shit skip. It's very, very hard.
Yeah, it's good to see that they only failed it once. Sometimes you'll see runners fail sword and shield skip like 5 times in a row in a race context, and it's just sad. At least the runners are all failing it pretty much the same amount of times. Ether, of course, getting it first try. Off screen.
Marco is approaching EMS, Early Master Sword. That's where the first use of the Mina charge. And very nice first try.
And Fernan and Kip are Wii runners getting the tiers for Fair and Twilight. But the GameCube runners will not need to get those tiers.
So I'm guessing they needed to do back in time
leave
later.
The forest.
Also, yeah, I'm stupid. They don't have the LJ.
We'll see in a bit. The GameCube runners can use a trick to jump out of the forest, and that trick doesn't work on Wii.
Yeah. Essentially, the same thing we saw with the enemy, but with an item that we're gonna get. So they're on Wii. They are leaving tiers behind. Because of early Master Sword, they have to come back at the south of Faerun. So they will have to go through this area again. And they're gonna pick up the tiers as they come back, instead of waiting for them to appear and get them slowly.
Yeah. That's one of the nice things about the HD version is they made it so you can collect the tiers instantly, but on Wii and GameCube it's better to leave them and collect them later if you can. However, we'll see Vernon leaving a few bugs here. These bugs are pretty much in the way, but they're digging right now, and it's faster to just get them later when they're undigged.
Yeah, the cutscene prevents us from going to them very fast.
And all of them will be doing EMS shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think any of them are going to opt for the faster side.
Yeah.
A little bit of trouble for Dean. Ferning getting it really quick. And Kip also getting it really quick.
Again, with no camera control.
And Marco already nearly to the Master Sword. Just needs to fight Skull Kid a few cycles and then do a very difficult puzzle.
Okay, we are going. I think Ether is a little bit ahead of Marco.
It looks like Ether is also in the Skull Kid fight right now.
He's going to the
pretty close, the two of them.
Oh, never mind. Marco is ahead. Slightly. That's really not bad in Master Sword times.
Yeah, for a failed Sword and Shield skip, everything else has gone reasonably well.
Yeah, the puppets have a very large horizontal range, but they almost cannot attack you if you're above.
Everyone's favorite Master Sword puzzle, just draw a rectangle and you're good.
Yep. Some people would see an Amogus among this.
I suppose you could see that too.
I see a big heart.
I studied mathematics. To me, it's just a rectangle. Vernon now in the Skull Kid fight. Being a little behind, but we'll catch up later with all of the extra stuff Wii has to do compared to GameCube.
But yeah, Master Sword, what does it do? We can transform, we can warp.
Seals the darkness.
Yep. We can hit stronger.
This is one of very few long unskippable cutscenes in the run. This about 2 minutes in total.
The first bathroom break, if you need it.
Yeah, the Master Sword puzzle literally is the same reversed. You can just do the same moves, or you can do the opposite. It's fine either way.
It doesn't shock me that bad, the mirrored gameplay.
Fernand doing a
B attack, yeah.
and a B attack. It's easy to do those accidentally on Wii because
All right,
that
yeah.
attack is just by shaking the Wii remote, and
If you press A2,
it's very frustrating because if you're trying to skip a cutscene and you accidentally shake the Wii remote, the game will stop you from skipping that cutscene.
yeah, I remember that.
It might have been intentional, it's true, but it is really easy to accidentally do that.
All right, 3 Master Sword on screen.
Marco will be going through the fog here. Obviously, we're not supposed to just roll through the fog. However, the lantern is magical. And it makes the fog not deadly, even though it doesn't disperse it in the twilight.
Magic. Nice.
Opting for just 2 swings in the fog. These shadow beasts, sometimes one of them just stares at the wall for a bit.
Just like this? Never mind.
No, it actually
Yeah.
cooperated this time. We might see that later.
Yeah, those like to study the architecture around for some reason.
That property of the fog happens outside of Twilight as well, except the fog visually disperses outside of Twilight, and it doesn't when it's in Twilight.
Just as if they didn't expect us to be human in the Twilight.
Marco now in the Forest Temple. I expect all of the runners, including the Wii ones, will be going to the Forest Temple shortly. The Wii runners will end up finishing the Forest Temple, and the GameCube runners will not. Looks like Marco got a bad frame there.
Yeah, that's good.
Good, it's the late frame, so it has to use the console reset button instead of the
So you avoid and you
soft
reset at the
reset
same
button.
time.
Another back in time.
But this time we're gonna load the save file we made earlier after bow. That triggers a boss fight. Mini boss fight, I guess. That is supposed to take place in the story after you get the iron boots. And that gives you a flag with a bunch of interesting properties. And one of them is going to be very, very useful for grabbing the boomerang.
I really like the way the Wii version has the lantern item covered up by the Vessel of Light because they don't expect you to be human in Twilight.
Yeah, I never realized that. That's funny.
Of course, just due to the mirrored game and the longer controls for the Wii remote.
Yep.
Marco managing to get both spiders. Very nice.
I think Keep is going very safe in the mist. Opting to not void out.
Yeah, voiding out is about a 17-second time loss. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great. It's easier to just swing a couple extra times.
So yeah, what the back in time did was giving you 4 monkeys for free. And you can go to the mini boss straight.
I think in the game that thinks you've saved a lot more than 4 monkeys, but I don't know the exact number.
I think it's depending on how fast you skip the cutscene during the bite.
Fernan finished the Twilight. Might be doing... No,
Yeah,
going to the Forest Temple now. They're not doing the bite route, which is the optimal route, and so they'll just be heading to the Forest Temple to finish it.
Okay. I thought they would still go halfway in, but no. Makes no sense, I'm stupid. Oh, and they're gonna grab Ending Blow, yeah.
If this is where the routes really start to differ between Wii and GameCube. Interesting, both Wii runners getting the backflip out of the cutscene. That's nice. Marco getting the most important item in the game, the Gale Boomerang. Technically only required at one spot, but it's very, very useful in the speedrun.
Yeah. Just like at the beginning with the enemy. Oh, unfortunate for Dean. The nut broke on the ground. It's gonna have to go for spider skip. But yet,
hopefully... Oh, man. Gonna have to wait for a minute here. Unfortunately, the Skulltulas are not like they are in OOT. You can't just hold up for a second and then stop to not aggro it.
So Marco is gonna use the boomerang, put it above the ground, which is higher than Link, and he's gonna be able to do a very big jump.
Yeah, this is the thing that doesn't work on Wii. This is why they needed to finish the Twilight and why they need to finish the Forest Temple. Just because they can't jump out of the Twilight like that.
It's quite big. And it's gonna be quite big as well in just a minute. Assuming it gets caught void.
It looks like out of the GameCube runners right now, the order is Marco, then the Ethernet Boys, then Dean Machine.
Yep, I was looking at
Fernand and Kip are pretty close. Fernand's a little ahead of Kip.
I think Dean and Ether are not that far off it as well.
Yeah, they're pretty close at this point. Code going for Spider Skip here, and looks like it should be fine. Very nice.
Go. Paid off. I think that's a bingo square.
And you will see, I like the Forest Temple route for the Wii version. They will be required to save all 8 monkeys. It adds like 12 minutes or something. It's a part of the game that you don't normally see on GameCube. Unless you play glitchless. Marco getting Gorge Void, very nice.
Very, very nice. Saves a minute, basically. Just a frame between two cutscenes. Where you can jump attack to avoid the game warping you away. And he's gonna use the boomerang again 2 times to at first get onto the barrier and then to launch himself across the gorge.
That was an interesting...
Yeah, he's doing it...
stand.
I don't like how he's doing it, but it works for him.
That's really interesting. If it works, it works.
Yep.
And we see the very slow rupee text on French there. French is only about 2 seconds slower than the German version, but if you get an extra rupee text, it gets significantly longer. A very nice rupee roll.
Yep. And because we got the boots, the game expects you to go to a mini boss right now, and the trigger is just in front of Kakariko, so Marco is gonna go around the trigger. Otherwise, pretty big time loss.
Vernon has 2 monkeys now, and we'll be going to the other side of the temple.
Let's jump. I really like Forest Temple when they have the boomerang. Already the second part.
We might... No, we wouldn't see a woodpecker here. Both of the woodpeckers are gone. Except Kipcode still has a chance. Might go for it. No, it doesn't look like it.
Unfortunately.
If you jump attack into the post during that cutscene, it'll, like a woodpecker, just bounce off of the post over and over again and look really funny. I saw Fernan do it earlier.
I would, if I had the, the chance to do it in the route. But if you hit the KB1 trigger, there is a backup.
Yeah, there is a backup. You just need to reload the area right then, and then you can go through the Twilight normally. But when you go to City in the Sky, you have to go around and into the graveyard and down the well, other than just going through the Sanctuary. Dean opting for the Iron Boots and Jump Attack Gorge Void probably will be getting it, because that gives you a 2-frame window instead of 1.
Nice. That was the boots.
Got the boots method.
So
it
it
does lose
costs
a little bit of time, but it loses significantly less time than failing Gorge Void does.
Yeah.
Kipcode's doing one of the first tricks found in Twilight Princess. Turning into Wolf. Interesting choice. But yeah, clipping through these fences was found like after a few days of the game being released.
Oh my god.
And we could use it to get to Boomerang early if we didn't have the early monkeys trick.
Ooh.
Little sketchy, but it works fine.
So the GameCube runners are gonna go clip through a gate after...
Dean missing the rupee.
He did that in practice earlier.
Might go for the backup, by the looks of it.
He didn't get the rupee, so it should be...
It should be fine to reload this. Green! That dig spot is a 1/3 chance.
The worst
a green, a
RNG.
blue, or a yellow. Getting unlucky there.
That was very unfortunate. Marco went backwards into Leneru. But he's gonna eventually go back to Kakariko and chain the two Twilight areas on the new route, that is. I'm not sure if Dean is gonna land after the roll. Okay, nice.
Getting across. Vernon, stunning that Deku-like with the boomerang to get to this room a little faster.
That's sick. I don't think we can do this on GameCube.
We can do it on the GameCube. However, normally you'd see the runners LGA over.
Yeah.
Cube.
I was thinking that maybe since we cannot roll as fast, it would be harder. Marco is doing a quick out of bounds to save a little bit of time on the path to the loading zone.
A little funny thing here on Wii is there is no monkey behind this door, but they still have to open it to set the flag that the monkey is saved.
That's insane.
That's just because they got the boomerang before saving 2 of the monkeys.
Yeah, the game thinks you saved 4 at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for keep.
Yeah, you can also just jump diagonally and avoid the Deku-like, but it's a little precise and dumb at times. It looks like none of our runners had problems with forest escape, which is really nice to see.
Yeah. Both Dean and Marco will never go back in Farron now.
Except for one very brief moment after Midna's Desperate Hour.
Right.
But yeah, that's it.
The weird wrong warp.
That was a really good side hop from Fernan, all the way down. It's hard to line that up properly because there are giant invisible walls in that room.
Yeah, I saw one day FX jumping on the invisible wall.
In a glitchless run, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Posted it as like, is this a glitch? Off screen, it looks like Ether is going for pillar clip, so we are seeing a little bit of route difference from the GameCube runners as well.
Oh, yeah. And he's getting it, it seems like.
Yeah, it looked like a good pillar clip.
So on the old route, the first time we get to the lake, we would go into Lakebed Temple because the water level is low, and there's no other way to get into Lakebed. Almost no other way.
There's no other good way to get into Lakebed.
Yeah, I mean now we found one, but we'll see that in a bit.
I'll let people do Uku Dive if they really want to, but
yeah,
wouldn't recommend. Vernon at this point has saved 5 of the 8 monkeys. Just 3 more. Dean Machine going for Cargrock skip. This can crash if it goes poorly, so hopefully it shouldn't go poorly for Dean.
I think that was
very
early.
well practiced at this trick. Yeah,
Never
very
mind.
nicely done.
Nice. I think I'm gonna stop doing that in races, to be honest. I'm getting awful RNG recently. It scares me so much.
I've basically stopped doing that in normal runs too.
Yeah.
It's only a 6 or 8 second time save for the potential of crashing and losing 4 minutes.
Yeah, you even said that it's for poo-poo heads. Which is fair.
I just agreed with something else someone said in the chat that I would say yes. Marco still in the lead. It's a little hard to tell with Ether in Lakebed Temple, but should still be up there. Going through Elton Twilight. Ooh, using a charge attack for that bug. That's interesting. But also makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And not needing to get the rupee in here because of French. We don't need rupees on the French version.
Yep.
Because this is a good game.
The taxes on the French language just carries us. Ooh. And then
I didn't know you could jump onto that post.
yeah.
I knew you could jump onto the bridge, which is what Fernan would be trying to do there, but glad not to void. I think Fernan will be going for an interesting strat this round, using the boomerang to blow up the cage.
Yeah, I like these strats. I was waiting for that.
It's kind of precise. It doesn't save a ton of time, but it's cool to see. Targeting the bombling there, and then we'll just be rolling away. Very nicely done.
And that was the last monkey for him?
Second to last monkey.
Second to
Just
last.
one more for Fernan.
Oh, Marco failed bombhouse skip. Fell all the way down.
Giving the rest a little bit of a chance to catch up. I'm surprised how many runners opt for Wolf Bombhouse skip in races. But I'm also just not a believer in the trick. It saves about 3 seconds to say Wolf here. 3 to 5 seconds. And that for being fairly precise in the angle you have to aim here.
Yeah, I used to be a big hater.
Getting it second try, very nice.
Yep, nice. But since Lavadash, where it was required, kinda, it's not too bad.
Vernon now has saved all the monkeys and we'll be going to Diababa. There is a fast strat for Diababa. It is harder on Wii. We'll see if Vernon will go for it.
And the boomerang also has the interesting property of resetting the bomb timer. So you can use that to juggle some bombs and finish the fight quicker.
So if he's going for the faster strat, we'll see Fernan grab 2 bombs here to carry through the cutscene, and looks like he will be going for it. Hopefully we will be skipping the monkey.
We'll be trying to juggle these bombs and using them to hit Diababa. Looks good so far. It looks like it might be getting it.
Nice.
Yeah, very nicely done from Fernan. As I said, that is a hard strat on Wii, specifically because of the way it targets. You have to aim the Wii remote to target, and that can be a little tricky sometimes, but Fernand's been playing the Wii version for a long time and is good at it. Marco just about to finish up the Twilight. I think we'll be getting Ether on screen soon. Getting Kargarok as well, getting a little trolled by this bug.
I can tell he's not that happy about the run, but still has a good lead at this point. I forgot to mention the winner of this race is gonna face T-Bag, I believe. The second place is gonna be facing the winner of Pool 5. And third place is gonna go to Last Chance. I'm not sure.
Yeah, third place will go to the Last Chance, and fourth and fifth place will go straight to the Redemption bracket. So, 7 matchups in total will be determined by the 3 races today in our bracket proper. And the rest will be determined whenever the Last Chance pool race is. If I had to guess, it would be next Saturday.
Nice, that's nice.
Dean going for Bomb House Skip. Hopefully it treats him a little nicer than Marco. Nicely done. That was a pretty fast aiming too.
Very nice. So we can see Ether is behind by quite a lot at the moment, but he went out of the way to grab the claw shot at this point. That's like 5 minutes almost.
Yeah, and in total, the route that Ether is probably going for only loses about 18 seconds. Unfortunate Shadow Beast right there.
Dean is getting trolled.
That bug is invincible as long as it's in the corner, so trying to lure the bug out and it not cooperating. Don't die, Ether. Okay, should be fine. One nice thing about the Twilights, they're not the most interesting part of the run, though Elden Twilight is pretty fun. The Tears of Light do heal you. They give you 1 heart each, so you don't usually have to worry about dying. Usually.
So Fionn is gonna warp the bridge.
Yeah, we saw other runners do Gorge Void here. Fernan has no need to do Gorge Void because
he got the flame though, I think.
And on Wii, in the optimal route, you would do Gorge Void 5 minutes out of the run before you have a portal in Farron. And that means that if you fail it, you're stuck in a soft lock where Mindo wants you to pick a place to warp, and you have no options. Fun times.
Did he warp to the wrong place?
Maybe.
Or I'm guessing he goes Lanayru now?
Right now. Interesting.
Okay. So he's gonna warp the bridge later, I guess.
I haven't run this route for a long time.
Marco is gonna go for waterfall side hop. One of the few tricks you have in Lanayru Twilight. Nice.
Yeah, it is a 3-frame window. However, failing it is worse on this route than on the route that Ethernet is doing. So it comes with a bit of risk.
You don't have the close shot to go back up quickly.
Yeah, it looks like Fernan is going to Lanayru right now.
Doing the good old gate clip. You can just squeeze through the middle when it bounces back.
I don't think the Wii route goes to Lakebed now. It used to, but I think they will wait until they have bombs.
Seems like it, yeah.
The fastest way to get to Lakebed on the Wii version is not pillar clip. It's actually in the dive.
Yeah, the dive.
Which is interesting. Sometimes a little more precise, but it's cool to see.
It's a cool trick.
Ethernet nicely getting a bunk leaving the hotel. Fernan will be doing a quick kill here. Instead of the drowning the Kargrak rider, we'll be trying to just do a one cycle, attacking the Kargrak now, then backflipping and attacking again. Only loses about 8 seconds compared to the strat the Dean Machine did.
Yeah, I really should start doing it again. I have nothing to prove anymore. I got the community gold.
Yeah. Another fun thing on the Wii version is when flying the Kargrak, if Fernan points at the middle of the screen, like x equals 0, that line, the Kargrak will just go straight up.
Oh, that's why it happens.
Yeah, Fernan will be trying to aim just below or just above to try to go straight. I don't know why they programmed it that way. They fixed it in every other version.
That's insane.
It's like Ether got Bomb House skip. Very nice. Yeah, Wii 1.0 is the first release of the game, and it has some exclusive glitches. It's unfortunate that the Boomerang LJA was patched. Well, not even intentionally. It works as long as you can pull your sword out without untargeting, which is not normal Wii behavior.
Oh yeah, Dean has to he's gonna grab a lot of rupees compared to what Marco is doing. Not specifically at this moment, but it's gonna play a lot in Snow Peak.
Yeah, Snow Peak and Arbiter's Grounds are the main sources of rupees. Going for Waterfall Side Hop here. Looks like it should be fine. Yeah, very nice.
Yep. Ooh, choosing to go for the tight path. Nice.
Nice double hit there.
Lucky charge. Yeah, not worth it to go back onto the pad, I think.
Yeah, you are able to dash a little bit faster on land than in the water, but it's not typically worth it. Another fun thing about Wii 1.0 is those bugs and any other bug, if they go, if they touch the water, they sink all the way down.
And you have to wait for the tier to go back up.
I imagine we'll see at least. We'll see that at least once when the Wii runners are doing linear Twilight, but that won't be for a bit. Vernon now warping the bridge. You can do a one-frame jump attack out of this cutscene to skip some min text. Vernon didn't get it, unfortunately. And Marco already nearly done with linear Twilight.
Yeah.
Considering how this run has gone, this is probably going to be a 102 linear Twilight. It's still really good.
Mm-hmm. Very, very nice. Now he's gonna try to do a fast kill on the big bug. But after that, that's where things are gonna start to be a little bit harder for him after the two Twilights. While Ether got into leg bed earlier to get the claw shot, Marco is gonna go now, basically, and do the whole dungeon in one go. Ether is gonna go to Snow Peak before finishing leg bed. So there is a few differences here and there. The routes should sync when we go to Arbiters.
In about 40 minutes. A little less, maybe. And the Wii routes won't sync until the end, basically. I suppose Hyrule Castle is pretty much the same.
Yeah. So Fianen has to do Boom House Skip as Wolf, right?
Yeah, on the Wii version, because we don't have the Boomerang LJA, the only way to do Bomb House Skip is as Wolf. It does have some decent cues. I don't know if Ferdinand will go for it, though.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe 1.0 had a smaller trigger or something.
1.0 has smaller triggers for a lot of things. I don't think the bug is one of them.
And Marco took 2 hearts of damage intentionally. It's gonna be important for a trick in about 2 minutes. 3 minutes. But for now he's gonna howl at the stone because ending blow is a skill we need to finish the game. Nice song, Dean.
Once this howling is done, Marco will be going for a pretty new trick. Can be a little difficult at times, but it shouldn't be any problem for Marco. When this fight goes bad, it can go really bad.
Yeah. Okay, you're not supposed to be able to do this fight, or even get into the fight as Wolf, unless you have Midna on your back, which allows you to do the charge attack and kill everyone in one go. He's gonna have to do some specific damage on each Shadow Beast.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to get into the barriers for this fight as Wolf. We've known how to do it for quite a while, but figuring out how to actually defeat the Shadow Beast as Wolf is a relatively new thing. Very nicely done from Marco. And Isa shoos us away and then invites us in at the same time. It's interesting that Isa has specific dialogue for this.
Yep.
Like,
I noticed.
It's also a thing that Agatha has
Yeah,
specific dialogue if the first time you talk to her, you're in the magic armor, which is impossible in normal gameplay.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check. That's gonna go in 300%.
Well, you need the big wallet. Fernan going for bomb house skip. Very nice.
Oh yeah, right.
You need the big wallet to buy the magic armor, so it is literally impossible in
All
normal
right.
gameplay to get the magic armor first.
I'm gonna cheat. So Isa, because Link was in wolf form, if you warp back just in front of the house, she's gonna pull you back in and give you a second bomb bag, which duplicates it and makes it a real one after either a save and quit or a death. And that's why damaging down was important earlier. Marco is gonna do a quick out of bounds to die in this minigame, which is not supposed to happen because the water is here to catch you. Slightly early.
Failing it there, that's unfortunate. It's pretty precise. We try to bunk into that pillar in a way that knocks us out of bounds, but you only have a couple of frames to do it.
So you see where Marco respawned. That's the respawn point of the minigame. But from a game over, some things are gonna happen.
I suppose you could on HD. That's true.
Nicely
There's the bunk. Nicely done. Unfortunately, second try.
Oh, Dean missed the damaging down and the rupee.
That's interesting. Landing on a slope there.
Mhm.
Failed the damage down.
It happens sometimes.
So, where'd the water go?
I was thirsty.
That's a lot of water.
All the water went to Morpheel's arena and then it comes back out. We have the explanation now. So doing a quick setup to get a perfect angle and position. And yeet Link with a bomb in front of the entrance. You have 3 frames to press an input and drop the bomb.
Unfortunately failing.
That was early?
I think... I don't know.
I think when you don't get hit, it's a tiny bit early. So that's what replaces Pillar Clip what Ethernet has done. So I guess Ethernet did a smart choice.
Might be in the lead now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he has. We'll see. Going to AG, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see in armors. Dean also going for the isostrat here. Also opting for the staircase. I don't imagine Dean will have any issues with this fight either.
I hope Marco knows the backup. Side roll for side hops. Yeah, he's having some issues with ESS. Oh, Dean is doing the safe method for the fight. Quote unquote safe.
Little bit of trouble still not getting into the dungeon, Marco.
Yep. So now the rock has blown up. That changes slightly the queues, I guess.
At this point, you can't switch to a different strat. This is the only strat you have to get into lake bed. Even if you went and got an Uku, there aren't any platforms to Uku dive off of that could get you into lake bed. So it's either this or getting the Zora armor, and I don't think
No time to charm.
anyone's gonna opt for the Zora armor.
Okay. He got the normal setup. Should be fine.
I guess didn't get the normal setup.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Setup is quite precise. Who's ahead?
It's hard to tell, but Ethernet might be in the lead at this point.
I think so.
Dean Machine is
Catching up.
close-ish.
Okay,
Dean
now,
Machine getting the out of bounds first try.
now Dean and Marco are basically at the same point. And Marco was telling me, like, he's doing very bad in races recently.
The nerves get you in a different way than they do in normal PB attempts. And when things start going bad, they can often keep going bad. Hopefully he gets into the dungeon this time.
Seems good. Very nice.
Very nice. Unfortunate time loss, but still ahead of Dean Machine.
Mhm.
Even if the gap is much smaller now.
Oh yeah, Dean is doing the old method.
The old method, which looks really cool. Blowing up the rock first, and then it's going to be doing a bomb boost down. It's frame perfect in more ways, though.
Seems good.
That should be good. Very nicely done from Dean.
Wow. Very nice. Ethernet is gonna go to Snow Peak by doing map glitch. You basically warp away, but at the same time you call Midna to prevent Link from warping away, and that unloads the trigger that voids you out midway. Never mind, he's gonna grab bombs before that. I forgot.
Yeah, it's kind of important. The runners do need to empty their bomb bags because we need water bombs to fight more fuel. For definitely obvious reasons. You'll see on Fernand's screen, if either of these bugs land in the water, they will sink all the way down. If they land on a lily pad, then that won't be the case, though.
Well,
Yeah, that bug falling through
you have to wait.
loses just a little bit of time for having to wait.
Nice deer. Yeah, I thought Link was green. He could breathe underwater. He's not a frog, apparently. Speaking of frogs, gonna eat one bomb, hopefully.
Fully.
Nice.
That looked good.
Nice.
Combo was a little weird. Missed the first hit, but hit all the rest, and that was a very solid Deku fight. See if Dean Machine will be able to get that strat as well.
Oh, Ether is doing... Okay.
I might be the only one in this tournament that does that strat differently.
Oh yeah,
Got the bomb strat as well, Dean Machine.
very nice. Ah, unfortunately failed the
But
slashes. So
fortunately, remembered to keep a few bombs in his bag to skip the cycle again.
I would say the order would be Ether, Marco, Dean, Fionn, and Kip. Kip is doing Midna Dive at the moment.
Oh, Kip is still doing the old strat. Yeah, Fernand should be ahead of Kip.
Yeah, Kip is just getting into Lake Bed.
We don't have Kip on screen to show us the absolute agony of Lakebed 1 on the old route.
Yeah, Helmazor LJ. Let's go. So Marco is going to be doing Bosky Skip because the loading zone to the boss is not tied to the door for once in this game. Yeah, Kip is doing Jake.
The only boss key that we're able to skip.
Alright, let's see if the fish is nice today. But yeah, water bombs. Easy air for some reason.
Yep, water bombs let us breathe. Do not attempt in real life.
It might result in the opposite.
I also
so-
hope none of us have easy access to water bombs in real life.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Ether just did map glitch. It's gonna be able to climb Snow Peak without any issues, almost. Just need to not die or get into a grotto or something. So you clutch out Morpheal with the boots just to be able to get off the fish quicker. It's gonna force you out instead of having to wait for Morpheal to do some rodeo. Seems like Marco is gonna Go for it. Maybe a 3-bomb to be safe.
I think you can still get a 2-bomb with this, but it's maybe not with that. No, should be able to get it.
Yeah.
That's a tight window, but it's a
Nice.
2-bomb. 2-bomb's a 2-bomb.
Nice.
The air meter is only 16 seconds in this game.
Off screen, we have Keep doing Almazar J and struggling a little bit.
This trick is impossible not to struggle at.
Yeah. Ether is holding at the stone, but he's not gonna complete the song.
But he got
That's
Kip code is past Helmethor LJA.
That's cool.
Hardest part of the run is over.
Seems like Morpheal is being decent, I suppose. Should be fine. Okay, nice. Oh. Ether is having trouble with the ice keys. Marco is not grabbing the hearts.
Little interesting choice. Shouldn't be too big of an issue.
I've been skipping it for a while, but sometimes in Palace, it starts getting pretty scary sometimes. No spiritual journey for Ether. Yeah, I really wonder where Ether is compared to the other guys. I'm not sure if he's ahead.
Dean also opting not to get the heart container. We
Interesting.
won't have an accurate comparison between the Ethernet boys and the other GameCube runners until Arbiter's Grounds. But they're probably all reasonably close,
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
which is cool. Cool to see.
Fernan is heading to get bombs. I don't think they need to do the same strat. Maybe they do the duping as well. Let's see.
I guess they can, yeah.
It has been a while since I last ran Wii.
Was the last time you did Wii some Hundo glitchless or something?
I did normal Hundo most recently on Wii.
Normal Hundo. Impressive.
I don't know if that works for Fernan, but this is reasonably... Yeah, we'll have to attempt that again.
That was a bit strange of an approach on the way back. Ether is clipping through the ground, easy, no problem, he's going for ice clip.
Marco not going for rope skip.
Yeah, no, he's...
Sag.
I don't think he learned it yet.
It's just another case of a 3-second time save that can lose 30 seconds if you miss it, and most runners don't find it worthwhile.
This one is pretty stupid. It's not super hard, but very risky. Nice ice clip.
Almost picking up a cannonball there.
Is Dean gonna do rope skip? I don't think so, but you never know.
Pause, champ.
Ether got trolled by the freeze out turning the wrong way. No rope skip.
Yeah, it was a little far away from the corner there.
Nice.
Pretty easy clip through the wall, as long as you know what you're doing.
Oh, since Ether is on German, he's gonna grab 200 rupees in Snow Peak, which Marco is not gonna do, at the cost of some time loss later in the run.
Ether is at only half a heart, but that shouldn't be an issue. We'll be refilling his hearts soon.
I just hope he doesn't get frozen in the next room.
It looks like Fernan is going for the Zora armor route, which is pretty close to the other non-bite route on Wii. But you don't see a lot of runners going for it. It requires a fairly precise trick at the end of the escort.
Which one? On Wii?
It's King Bulblin 1 trigger skip.
Oh,
Ether
okay.
did get frozen, but saving in time.
Commentator curse, I guess. Sorry, Ether. But glad you didn't die. Oh, cool clip.
Yeah, Fernan will be skipping the King Bulblin 2 fight with a lining up Epona and just clipping through the ground here. Shoutouts to Mr. Man for finding this.
Cool clip.
That was pretty solid.
Alright, Ether is gonna go to finish leg bed. And Marco is gonna go Snow Peak. I think Ether is a little bit behind.
Yeah, I think so at this point. On the GameCube version, you'd be able to do this wagon escort and get the Zora armor without having warped the bridge. Using an Epona slide. Epona slides are not possible on the Wii version, at least not really. So you can only get the Zora armor if you have warped the bridge. Also, shoutouts to Fernan having 2 boomerangs equipped.
Mm-hmm. Double the LJ speed. But oh wait, they can't LJ. Final occurrence in this game, you can wrong warp with the Golden Wolves. That's why Marco is back in Farron.
And now we're done with Farron forever.
No, yeah.
Ether having a bit of trouble with Bosky Skip. Falling all the way down.
No vine clip. People, what the fuck?
Yeah, look at Fernand's screen right now. Going to be going for a pretty precise trick. Needs
Let's
to
see
open
that.
the gate and then dig immediately.
Oh, this way, okay. Nice.
Looks good. Yeah, that's just to get to the other side so that you can go around the King Bull in one trigger. Hitting the King Bull in one trigger would lose a lot of time. Very nicely done from Fernan.
Very nice. Oh yeah, Ether had the other way of clipping because of the route.
Ether is significantly ahead of Fernan. The Wii route is, at best, 15 minutes slower, and Fernan's not doing the optimal route.
Oh no, the eye.
The eye is the real boss.
Honestly, yeah, sometimes. I lost a run to this the other day.
We'll see Dean and Marco both in Snow Peak at the same time. Marco's still a bit ahead of Dean.
Yep.
That was a little far for Ether, but glad the claw shot connected.
Oh, he's going for one bomb.
I'd say watch Fernand's screen doing a cool clip, but yeah, watch Ether's screen doing one bomb, maybe getting it.
Oh, let's
Not
go! Let's
One bomb in
go!
a fool's race. This is great.
That's a nice way to save time. And
It saves 15 seconds, but yes, it's a nice way to save time.
go back in the race.
And
Wow.
Fernand managed to do the Minda dive. It's pretty cool, but not as cool as one bomb.
I didn't know Ether would go for one bomb.
I have never done one bomb.
Marco not getting the Esprit Totem.
I think Fernan will be doing Lake Bed all in one trip, like Dean and Marco did. However, the Wii route for Lake Bed is significantly different. Unless you do pot jump, but I
Pot
doubt
jump?
Fernan would be doing pot jump. Or pot
Post
push.
jump? Yeah, pot push. That would be nice. Even if we see I forgot.
I believe only Wolf and Water has done pot push on the ZSR stage.
Oh yeah, he did a showcase race kinda, doing a lot of tricks.
Did we no save and quit?
Sick.
Ethernet now in Mindas per hour. When Ether is done with Mindas per hour and when Marco and Dean are done with Snow Peak, they'll both be going to Arbiter's Grounds and the routes will converge. That's when we'll be able to compare the routes again. I wonder when Fernand's going to unequip the second boomerang.
He wants to show them. Yeah, Marco might be 3 minutes ahead. And I would say Dean 1 minute ahead of Ether.
That sounds about right. Probably unsurprisingly, Ferdinand not going for pop push.
Not gaming. But push is very, very hard. It looks very cool, but well, Marco is doing something different from Ether. Doing ladder, freeze art, cancel. Where you bait the
perfect
freeze
trick.
art.
I didn't catch if that was first try, but
No.
well done for Marco.
I think he failed the first grab once or twice.
The routes are very similar time-wise between
Yeah.
that and Ice Clip.
So Marco is gonna be even more ahead of Dean after Snow Peak, because Dean is gonna grab some rupees while Marco is just gonna leave.
I'm sure the Yetis have some use for those rupees.
That's
So
where,
they've probably forgotten about them, considering they're hidden in armor.
yeah, that's where they hid their cash money. Forgot about it. Ooh.
Fernan will be dropping down to get to the Decatoad fight here. This can be a little dumb sometimes, but Fernand's good, getting it done fine. And we'll be opting to go over the fence. I saw Kip Code save earlier in Grove, so we'll probably be using that.
Ooh, nice moon boots from Fiona.
The Wii version is able to use one more frame for Moon Boots than the GameCube version can, making that jump onto the railing much easier. So Marco is indeed in the lead, heading to Arbiter's Grounds. Teen Machine in second, and Ether a bit behind, but in third.
I'm writing down the times to see the difference between them.
At Enter Arbiters, or like entering the cannon?
I'm gonna be able to get a timing when Ether is done with MGH and when Dean is done with Snow Peak.
I think Ether still needs to get Ending Blow as well.
All right.
We will know soon.
So Marco is like 2 minutes and 20 seconds again ahead of Dean.
This is still a pretty close race. Lots can happen in
Yeah.
the last hour and a half-ish.
The next dungeon can go either very well or very, very bad.
I don't know how many of our runners will be going for Stellar Skip. I know for sure our Wii runners won't be going for it.
Yeah,
Let's see if
I know Marco is gonna do it, Dean probably. I don't know if Ether learned it.
Not sure.
But at least Marco and Dean, I guess.
Fernan going for a strat that I found, clipping through these vines just with the claw shot. Shoutouts to me for finding this.
Yep. It's sick.
It can't be done on GameCube. Oh, interesting. Gonna opt for the bomb clip.
Yo, Vine Clip, let's go. Nice.
Getting through the vines, gonna go to Morpheal. Fernan does have the Zora armor, so doesn't have to worry about bomb use. But Kipcode, I don't think, is going for Zora armor, and will have only 5 bombs for the Morpheal fight. If I remember this track correctly. Actually, that might have changed with the bomb duping. Bomb bag duping.
And Marco is gonna do another map glitch here. So he's gonna be careful not to die. I just hope he's not gonna fall into the void. Very nice, LJ.
Yeah, hopefully not falling to the void. Hopefully not getting hit by King Bulblin 3 either.
Oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna void out. Oh well, never mind. Nice.
Ether now has Ending Blow, and the routes will be converging pretty much now.
He's like 5 minutes and 15 seconds behind Marco. So there's like a 2 minutes 30 gap between the 3 first runners.
Marco and Dean are both really good at endgame. So I would expect that to be a hard gap for Ether to make up, but you never know. Arbiter's Grounds is Arbiter's Grounds. It can go very wrong.
Mm-hmm. We shall see. Good luck, everyone.
And we'll see Fernan going for easy mode on Morpheal. Get a good old 0 bomb to 1-up the 1 bomb from Ether. Not even using the Iron Boots for regrabs.
Off screen, we still have Keep Code going through Lake Bed on his way to the claw shot.
I think we'll get Kipcode back on screen soon. This seems to be a pretty decent run from Fernan so far. Not a lot of big mistakes.
He doesn't have splits, I cannot read tell.
Marco's in the Poe cutscene. 4 Poes there are. Surely we will be defeating 4 Poes to get through the gate. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Or we could just go through the gate right now while the cutscene's going, of course. But but it looks like Marco isn't doing that for some reason. Maybe someday we'll be able to gain control in the cutscene and just walk through.
We can, if we play on GZ.
So we have Kipcode back on screen. Kipcode just finishing the Decatoad fight. Doesn't have the Zora armor, so we'll be doing the slightly more difficult strat for Morpheal coming up.
Marco, unfortunately, voiding on Poe and Skip. As usual, the game checks for the last things, and usually not the first or the second. So we can skip the first Poe.
It would be so convenient if it just checked for Poe 4.
Yeah. Just do Poe and skip, Poe 4, boom. Ether is skipping as human. Very nice.
I think Kipcode will be going for the bombless Fine Clip strat here.
Okay, yeah.
If everyone will cooperate.
Yeah.
Aim a little bit
nice.
up, and yeah, it just clips through. Shoutouts to Skyward Sword for stealing yet another one of Twilight Princess's strats. Though we didn't find this one nearly as quickly in TP as we did in Skyward Sword.
Nice clip.
Kip only has 5 bombs for Morpheal. Hopefully that should be enough. If not, well, Lakebed has a total of 60 bombs. I'm sure that Kip could get some backups. Meanwhile, Marco has 18 rupees.
And he's not even gonna keep them.
Yeah, not even gonna get any rupees on Arbiter's Grounds. Teen Machine has 256 and will need to leave with 300. So we'll need to get a couple of red rupees along the way. I don't expect any of our runners to get sub 3 hours for this run, the way things have gone. But it shouldn't be too much longer than 3 hours for the GameCube runners.
And I guess 3:30 for Wii runners.
Probably 3:30 for Fernan. Kip might be a little longer.
We're going for the chest first, because he got hit by the ball.
So all 3 GameCube runners in Arbiter's Grounds now.
Ooh, Keep failed the last regrab. I don't know if he's gonna have the time to go back down. Nope. He's gonna game over on this.
That's unfortunate. Still 3 bombs could go straight into the fight again, but might opt to get more water bombs before. Morpheal giveth and Morpheal taketh away.
Exactly.
Marco heading to the last Poe in the run.
Kipcode is
Oh no,
emptying.
because Kipcode
Yeah.
save warped. The bomb bag is full of normal bombs, and so he has to empty it to get. Actually, because he died, that would have been the case because of Iza's duping. But we'll have 20 arrows for the fight, and also probably 10 water bombs. We'll see.
Yeah, then.
Ether looking like he was buffering Poe 1 skip, but unfortunately missing it there.
He is. To start mashing. Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. So, the Wii version has a glitch patched that is very important for the GameCube version, and it means the Wii version speedrun ends up being about 15 minutes slower at best. In reality, it'll end up being a little longer than that.
And Kip is gonna grab more water bombs.
Marco now in the slightly more difficult part of the dungeon. In my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
Might see some fancy movement in the next room.
Nice. I see you struggled in these spots during our race. And
Yep,
me as well.
I sure did. That movement is not easy.
Yep.
Top runners like Marco and unfortunately missing the jump. But top runners, they make it look so easy for a lot of the things in this game. Just be dropping 2 bombs to get rid of these Stalfos and be heading to Death Sword. Kip will be heading back to the Morpheal fight after voiding out. Ether opting to get this chest. Ether needs to get 43 rupees in this dungeon, and that chest is 20 of them. It shouldn't be too big of an issue to get the rest.
Dean is
Alright,
now 2 minutes behind.
Walk us through Death Sword skip for Marco.
Let's go in the corner. Bad RNG, so we do a quick backup. And if we are like Samurai Man back in the day, you can go wee.
That I've always found the backup to be a little bit more difficult, but Marco again just making it look easy.
Very nice. Okay, Marco is very experienced in speedrunning in general, I think.
That trick was known for a long time, but only really implemented in 2019. It's cool to see how consistent runners can be at tricks that used to be considered TAS only.
Yeah. And it's the same for the next trick, but
The
in
machine
2021.
failing the movement in a very similar way.
Oh, the one missed. Should use the brain chain because gonna need bombs later. Let's see what Dean does.
Morpheal not being very kind to Kipcode here, but
Yep.
Kip has 12 more bombs to work with. Should be able to get through the fight just fine. Unfortunately, bonking there for Dean.
Nice, I can keep through.
Yep, done with Morpheal. I remember when I ran Wii, Morpheal was the most terrifying part of the run because the route only enters with 5 bombs.
Right, yeah.
If
That's
you mess
tight.
it up, it can go very poorly, but it's nice to see Kip cut through. There are still some interesting parts of the run left that we'll be seeing. It looks like Marco is going for Stallard Skip.
Yep. Just like Morpheal boss door, this time it's the warp out of the dungeon that is not tied to anything. It's just a big loading zone, and we can reach it. We're getting a precise position, moving the dude in the corner.
That was a good CAD.
It's good.
Using a buffer setup to get the right angle.
Nice.
And then we just have a bomb boost through
Oh.
the wall.
He's gonna go for Rangless. He was telling me that he was struggling with lock skip in races, but let's go.
Yeah, Ringless in a race is very impressive.
Yep. Very nice.
But with the buffer setup, it's a lot more likely. We'll probably see at least a few more of those through the tournament. So Marco leaving Arbiter's Grounds on sub 3 pace. With all the things that have happened in this run so far, I'm a little surprised, but yeah, I should be able to finish this run if everything goes well around a 256, 257. Assuming all goes well, which is not likely. We can hope.
Yeah. It's still very impressive. Ether is demonstrating what we were struggling with last time. The exact same thing.
Yeah, it's deceptively difficult to get the auto roll onto this edge. You can line it up to make it a bit easier, but that's not fast, so most
Nice.
runners opting getting it eventually, but not getting the brake slide.
Alright, let's see what Dean is gonna do. Lord skip as well. Good luck, Dean.
Dean's put a lot of practice into Stallard Skip. It should go well, I imagine. Also using the buffer setup.
I think I'm the only one not buffering for some reason.
You put so much practice in before the buffer setup was found that at this point it's just second nature to you.
I'm waiting for new controllers, and I think I might have to switch if the stick is brand new and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice that we got so many variations to the trick in the last 2 years, I guess.
Yeah, that's another thing that's not obvious just by looking at it, but this trick is dependent on your controller's notches. If they're just slightly off, that it might make the trick completely impossible.
Yeah. I guess we are lucky.
There are ways to adjust, though. Getting through the wall just needs that bomb boost. So the any percent run finishes only 3 dungeons? I am very much miscounting that. It finishes 5 dungeons. The Wii routes finish 6. We're able to skip a couple of dungeons completely. I don't know why I was thinking 3.
Not counting the last 2.
I mean, those are the most boring ones, but
Yeah.
except for Temple of Time. I'm glad we don't have to do Temple of Time.
I'm sad that we don't have to do it Temple of Time.
You can do it if you want,
I could, yeah.
especially in any race against me. Just
I mean, we got some people doing Goron mines in any percent, so
yeah,
why not?
shoutouts to Glubbers. Doing Goron mines in the seeding race. Ethernet now has the spinner and will be heading to Stallard. I don't know. I don't think Ethernet does Stallard skip, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think so, but you never know. Maybe Andrade taught him.
It's possible.
Dean talking to the kids. Making sure they're safe.
They probably think Link's gonna come save them.
I guess, yeah. If only someone could defeat this King Boblin. The one.
Interesting. City in the Sky, on the GameCube version, we do a bunch of the Boomerang LJAs, which, of course, are patched on the Wii version. But Wii has a very similar route, just the LJAs make it faster. They're not required.
Oh, I didn't notice, but when Marco got to the cannon, instead of what Dean is doing right now, Marco would have had to go back to the cannon guy to ask him a second time to repair the cannon, because he's on the French version. It's free, but it costs the travel time all the way to the cannon again. So Dean is catching up from the time loss in Snow Peak right now.
Yeah, it's about 17 seconds that Marco lost at that moment. But over the course of the entire run, French only loses about 2 seconds because of not having to collect rupees.
Okay. Ether is doing the demon method. Oh yeah, the full demon method back in the
Full
day.
demon method.
Back when everyone was doing jump attack. I'm not sure the angle is correct, but we'll see. Early.
Going for it a second try. This is risky because Stallard is right there.
He's gonna have to go fast, but I
Get in the way.
think... Yeah, I don't think that's
I
gonna work
think he's
anyway.
gonna get hit. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
just getting hit there. We'll have to attempt it again. Or just fight Stallard entirely.
Well, he's gonna
Yeah,
fight.
it's just gonna go for the fight. That's probably the safe bet.
Yeah.
Stallard skip saves about 1 minute and 40 seconds compared to doing the Stallard fight. So it could be faster on second try, but it's risky.
The trick is very, very difficult.
It's like Kipcode is heading to Snow Peak right now.
Yep. Wolfo super jump, post champ.
Has been on back, could do Wolfo super jump. It is 10 seconds faster. But no, opting for map glitch.
Nice. We didn't mention either Dean is gonna transform just in front of the door right here. That skips the trigger that activates the big fan on top of the room to get to the boss key very quickly.
Yeah, skips a pretty large portion of the dungeon. Ethernet will be going for early knockdown here, where you just roll forward 5 times and then get on the spinner, and it works. Usually.
It works. Let's go.
It did work.
And then if you can spin, unlike a specific runner.
I don't think it's a specific runner. I think it's
Every
every
runner.
runner sometimes. As well as the Wii version. The Wii version has a hard time
Oh yeah.
getting that one cycle because it has a cooldown for spin attacks.
Link, careful about the sword. Move, move. Okay, you're good.
Marco is going to be going for a small skip here that we call Uku jump.
I call
Though
it
only
chicken
one of
jump.
the Uka is called Uku. Just lining it up here, jumping and skipping, having to turn on the fan in this room.
He could go for a Kami jump. He's gonna go for it.
Yeah.
He pulled the sword. Post jump. Big jump. That looks good.
Jumping down. Kermit jump indeed.
Easy.
Don't know if Marco goes for the setup for a Ralpho skip.
Yes.
Kipko getting trolled by the keys there.
Yeah, a little bit.
So we'll see Marco, I guess, doing a combo and then a buffer method to get the skip consistently every time.
And by Iwabi. Just like that.
Nicely done.
We also didn't mention, after the first small key in Seal in the Sky, we can skip a cutscene of Alvarok breaking the bridge. If done correctly, when saving and quitting the game, you respawn back at the small chest, which is very convenient. Unless the game
you get Adam
decides.
glitch, which we do not know why it happens.
Unless the game decides, yeah, no, not today. And you don't even have to do it a second time. Ether just
give
successfully.
Quick shout out to ZSR2.
Yeah.
In just a couple of minutes, they'll be starting another Twilight Princess race. So if this isn't enough Twilight Princess for you for today, you're in luck.
Yeah, I believe the second place of this run going on is gonna face me. It's gonna be fun. I'm already watching the stream.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah, it's a good set of runners there as well.
Also, my like there is a kind of new French runner in this pool that I helped on the game. I want to see.
Kipcode unfortunately missing a rupee there, but also unfortunately voiding during snowboarding.
Without the fog. It's very unfortunate.
It is possible to skip the messenger fight on Wii. It's very difficult. You have to do an LGA with one of the keys. And it's hard to light up. So, but even if you do skip the fight on Wii, the rupees still spawn. So you're always able to get the rupees on Wii. One's on the treetops here, which unfortunately missing, and the one's on the path. Is Marco going for 2 individual LJs here?
Yep. I like this way of doing it. Oh, and Keep is voiding out again. Very nice from Dean. Marco is going up Fan Tower. You can see some demonstration of quick aiming. If you press target and hold the direction before pulling your claw shot, you don't even need to hold the direction. You can quick aim from the double claw shots.
All right, we've got Fernan back in Arbiter's grounds. I'm not sure if Fernan's route does snow peak before or after Arbiter's. There's quite a bit of variation in the Wii routes, actually.
I guess we will see if he has Blind Chain or not.
Going for the clip up to the boss key here. This clip saves only about 8 seconds, but it can give you... Oh, very nicely done from Dean. A bit of troubles sometimes. Of course, Marco fighting the boss of the dungeon. Good old auto-scroller.
Yeah, very easy boss. I much prefer the 2-cycle.
This boss is very similar to Morpheal, except that it's in the air, and you don't have to use bombs.
I was thinking Morpheal in the sky,
Morpheal
just
in
like
the sky.
just like Taka did in
Oh,
Orden.
that's a great clip.
Oh my god, nightmare fuel.
Hey, eels are kind of dragons if you think about it. Squint real hard.
Oh no, Marco avoided out.
Man, that's so easy to do with this wind.
Yeah,
Pushes
got
you
pushed
right off.
away.
So Ether is still pretty significantly behind. It still needs to go and get the double claw shots. Bean's only a couple of minutes behind at this point.
Yep. And Ether a bit further behind.
Fernan, it would be a good question how far behind, but I imagine Fernan has already done Snow Peak. Not certain though.
Yeah, I guess if Kip was going to Snow Peak, considering he had like he was fairly behind. I guess Finland did Snow Peak already. Yeah, on Argorok, the only way to save time is either to do a 2-cycle, but you need a potion for that. Otherwise you do flame skips. That's why they manipulate their height with the P-hats.
Yep, yeah. Drop down a bit to make sure, to make Argorok think that you dropped down, but clearly didn't. You're still on the P-hat.
That's one stupid dragon.
I believe this is the longest boss fight in the run. I think it's longer than the entire final fight.
Yeah.
Or it's a very similar length to the final fight. They're both about 5.5 minutes.
And this one has very long cutscenes.
Yeah, that's from the door to leaving the dungeon, to be clear. Not the fight itself. Either getting some parts so that he can do the Kermit jump, I'm guessing.
Maybe I'm crazy, but I think his Uku just teleported. Oh, will we see today some funky stuff on Argorok with Ether? Is a good question.
I would imagine he's not using that Wii, but maybe he is.
I don't know. Ether is a special case. When he gets to Argorok on one of his setups, on the final hit, the dragon despawns sometimes, so he falls down and dies, and that skips the entire ending cutscene, which invalidates his run, I believe.
Yeah, it is not leaderboard legal. Unless we find a way to do it consistently on every setup.
Scratch your disc. Let's
Okay,
go.
yeah, Fernan does have ball and chain. So
Yep.
It did do Snow Peak first. Marco into Palace of Twilight. Last two dungeons. These two are relatively glitchless compared to the rest of the game.
Especially this one.
There are some LJs that we can do to speed things up, and in Hyrule Castle there are a few quick kills. It's all fairly linear. Palace of Twilight, make sure that you can't skip anything by having a small key required for every single door. Well,
Yeah.
not quite, but pretty close.
And a loading screen for almost every section. I really dislike this dungeon for the pace. Oh, Dean missed.
This dungeon is fun in Moon Jump. But Moon Jump is just fun in general.
Yeah. Wolfdash one day.
Oh, don't give me ideas. I've had enough headaches organizing this tournament.
I guess we have to ask the chat.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. Moon Jump isn't that popular of a category. I don't know how many people would show up for that.
Maybe that would push people to try new stuff. Like when we did Lava Dash, I'm sure many people picked it up just for this.
And Twilight Princess is currently at its most active ever.
Oh, let's go.
This Wolfdash is the biggest tournament for Twilight Princess that has ever been held. It's really cool to see so many great runners running.
Yeah, we literally have the top 3 runners in the tournament. That's cool.
So Fernan heading to Stallard. Obviously, can't do Stallard skip because the Wii version doesn't have the simple mechanic of L sliding. We'll see, hopefully, a fairly quick fight from Fernan. Marco getting interesting RNG for that Phantom's End. They spawned in a line. One side of the room, the middle, then directly opposite.
They got the order to wait in line. Right, yeah, Dean seems to be 4 minutes behind Marco.
Still reasonably good runs for a race.
Yeah. Like you saw, a lot of things can go wrong at any moment. And
Looks
property
like
of...
we'll have a race to see which is the longer boss fight out of Fernand's Stallard and Ether's Argarok.
Yeah, they
I'm
start
not
at the
actually
same
sure.
time.
Not actually sure who wins in this case.
Oh, let's go.
I think Stallard should be a little faster.
I guess, yeah. To me, it's more like 6, 7 when I think about Argorok, so I don't know. But there's definitely one that is easier than the other.
Stallard RNG, where the stall troops spawn, can make the fight go significantly longer. Hopefully it doesn't end up being too bad. You can bounce off of this one to get the third hit. Didn't look too bad from Fernan. Marco heading to everyone's favorite room.
Stupid room. I saw Cass getting destroyed by the keys today in practice. At the first...
If you're slow at glass shotting, the keys really can get you.
It wasn't even slow, like it was very fast and the keys was just there. In front of him. Like, destroyed.
So, random spawn for that Zant head. That's always an awkward one, I feel, but
Yeah.
Marco getting through just fine. It's a little slow, but it's fine. Not falling down in stupid room is fast, regardless of what happens. Fernan getting early knockdown. We'll see if he can get the Wii one cycle. It's kind of difficult.
Looks good. Oh, unfortunate.
Not quite.
I was gonna do the
Guessing he'll
waiting
go
back
for going for a backup here to get a second early knockdown.
Nice. The road is definitely faster than Arco Rock.
I haven't seen that unequipped strat for a long time. We'll see it. Dean missed a spin attack on Zant, on Phantom Zant, so we'll have to do a 4 cycle here.
It's very unfortunate RNG.
Marco is entering the second Phantom Zant fight just as Dean is finishing it. Both Marco and Dean have just 2 hearts because they opted not to get the lake bed heart container. The second half of Palace, it's very easy to lose health, so hopefully we won't see any game overs here.
Yep. Ooh. Dean might take damage here. No, it's fine. Ah, never mind.
Yeah, missing the slot on the first throw, having to do it again.
Good old L slide to skip the spawn of some enemies. Oh, Ether died. Did he get? Oh, did he get? Did he get Argorok to disappear? Post champ?
If he did, technically this run is invalid.
Oh, well, he did.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
We'll see if he keeps going.
I'm guessing you should continue.
Yeah, I'd say continue.
Yeah, go ahead. He didn't get the hot container because it doesn't need to now. But yeah, basically, his Wii or his GameCube, I don't know. There is an issue where when he beats the boss, sometimes the boss can disappear and he can die, skipping the entire ending cutscene, which would make the run invalid, unfortunately. Lucky button.
It just happens to happen on his setup specifically sometimes.
Fell off Argorok. Getting that consistently would be very nice though. If we could find a way. So Marco is still on sub 3 pace. Unfortunately, Dean didn't close out early enough to get it before the cutscene. Dean is going for the close-out shot. In theory faster, but a little bit harder than the LJ and Marco did. Quick LJ to save 1 second. If I'm in good fan skip. Very nice. Marco is grabbing hearts just to be safe.
Yeah, this area you deliberately lose 2 hearts.
He's still gonna be very low after this. So hopefully he's not gonna get what happened to me last time. You should be able to get some hearts. Yeah, Adam glitch got reproduced. This never happened outside of Ethernet gameplay. Okay, Marco didn't die. But he's low health.
No health, but it's not likely that he'll take damage before getting, well, another heart right there. Very nice.
Nice. This
Thanks,
next
Xanted.
Yeah, this next room is on a cycle. Just have to go fast. All the way up. Yeet. Oh. Alright, Marco should be safe. One more LJ to go. And then French is gonna be losing time on the Zent text boxes for some reason.
Zent text just takes forever.
Heals
They
French
really
one.
want you to know what Zent does. Ethernet only on one heart here. We'll need to get extra hearts before the outside area.
You can see Fiona doing completely different movements. There's no LJ in C.
Yeah, it's still a very similar route as far as which rooms you go to, but... Oh, Fernand's going to be going for the Keys LJ here.
Sick.
This is cool, and you will only see it on Wii, though it is possible in GameCube. Using this Keys, I'm going to be jump attacking over,
Sick.
doing the same thing as the LJ would do on GameCube.
Ooh.
Oh, Dean failing that LJ. Just because the boomerang didn't go out of bounds. But at full hearts, at least.
Yeah. Even if the boomerang goes out of bounds, on this specific one, there is floor behind the door. So you need to time it.
Yeah, you need to time it when it is over nothing.
Alright, let's see if Zen goes well.
That fight is very satisfying when it goes well, and very annoying when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Pretty good RNG for the first phase. We'll be going for a one cycle here. Just precise attacks.
Nice.
And got it. Very nice. Saves about 15 seconds. Of course, we still can't breathe underwater.
Of course. Just too easy.
Last I checked, at least. Zant also needs to use a water bottle to refill his air meter. You just don't see it because he disappears.
Yeah, he's doing it below the ground. Okay. He's through.
That was the last required use of water bombs in the run. Marcus still has 2 more, which will be used to speed up Hyrule Castle a little bit.
But yeah, that was the last major run killer, I guess.
Yeah. I suppose Zelda could still do something.
Let's get the 30 cycle. Let's go.
Fernan is not doing our alpha skip. It's very difficult on Wii because of pointer controls. Though it is still possible.
And also because it makes no sense. Like, you have to pre-shot. Kinda. It's so hard.
Yeah. Marco, at the one part of the run that requires ball and chain, we could damage Zant here without the ball and chain. That would be great and would save a lot of time.
One day, Snow Peak will be gone.
Which would be a shame because it's my favorite dungeon, but you feel the same about Temple of Time, so.
Nah, Snow Peak is very nice.
Very satisfying.
It's fast. And the IL is a gem. It's very good.
Marco still on sub 3 pace, leaving Palace of Twilight. None of the rest of our runners are.
I'm watching to the side the other pool, and I'm seeing Cass is in the lead. That's surprising.
Well, we saw in this pool 4 of the 5 runners failed Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So there can be a lot of early game upsets.
And this game punishes hard sometimes.
But it all sort of evens out in the 3 hours. And even though it was looking really close between Marco and Dean Machine, at a couple of points in the run, it's now swinging pretty much Marco's way. It looks like Ethernet voided out there and has to get the soul again.
And then going up, clipping or not clipping, that is the question.
Because Fernand's on Wii, he can't do the boomerang LJs outside, so he's turning the fan on. It is possible to get through the room without turning the fan on. It's very slightly slower and is also very precise.
It looks cool. Marco not bonking, oh my god.
Oh.
Well, we have 2 invalid runs today.
Edge.
We didn't mention, but Zent kinda requires specific combos and combo/directions sometimes. Oh!
Ooh, got the shield jump.
Let's go.
Teen Machine doing a jump attack at the same frame that he gets hit, and that causes the sword to not come out.
And got the spin afterwards, that looks sick.
Ether lit up the orbs before attacking any of the Zant heads. That's interesting.
Off screen we have Kip still playing and is approaching Death Sword. Quite far behind, unfortunately.
Ether not failing that LJA that gave Dean troubles earlier. Just looks like Dean didn't have any problems with the Morpheal phase of Zant either.
Yep. Pretty solid so far. One more bomb to use for Marco. Oh my god, Barrier skip. Let's go. Just like that.
Hyrule Castle barriers aren't real.
Baby barriers. Oops. So Dean is struggling to get the fourth hit.
Yeah, you just need the last hit of the combo to hit.
Nice.
Marco will be going for a frame perfect backflip here. Probably backflip to save warp and save just a little bit of time.
King Bublin turning French.
Not getting the backflip, unfortunately.
I think he's gonna roll back.
It's slightly
Nope.
faster to roll back, but opting to look at the techniques.
Just to make sure we have ending blow.
Very important.
Yep.
Also, it looks like Marco is using multiple memory cards, which was voted a second time to allow recently, saving about 4 seconds over the course of the run.
Yeah, he was the first one to use it in any percent. I mean, regularly. And that's why we even got the vote, pretty much.
So all 5 players in this race are racing each other. This is just to determine which bracket they go into, as Teen Machine unfortunately failing postman skip. The top 2 runners will go to the main bracket, the last 2 runners will go to the redemption bracket, and the 3rd runner will go to another pools race to potentially go to the final bracket. The first race of the final bracket will actually be on Tuesday. First race of the redemption bracket is tomorrow.
Is it you versus JD, the first one?
Yes, it will be me versus JD.
That's cool. That's gonna be a good one.
JD is going to kick my butt.
Maybe. He's going fast recently. Last bomb for Marco. No more Boba.
Use the boomerang to get both of the... Very nice. Both of the Dinalphos. Unfortunately, Fernan didn't get our cutscene skip.
Yep.
Losing that little bit of time to Ether.
Nice. Bonanchenki on the flying lizard. Wow. Ether is doing his combo very, very early and it works. That's cool. Very fast.
Yeah, it's hard to time that because Zant has a variable number of hops in the water. But if you can time it, that's great. And getting the 1 cycle there.
Nice.
It is possible to get a 1 cycle on the Forest Temple phase as well, but it's actually a little slower.
And frame perfect or something. Very, very hard.
In Machine now in Hyrule Castle, and Marco nearly done with it.
Wait, why is Link not with the friends below? That's where Dean is. What the fuck? It is not multi-world. I was about to say Fionan is starting by the right side. Oh my god.
It's reversed on Wii.
Yeah. Ganoog.
Go skipping the final Dark Knight fight to go to Zelda.
RNG time. Good luck. Dean also missed the backflip.
Marco's still able to get a 257 with this, if everything goes well. Either using the ball and chain to stop the... Interesting. The final phases ain't giving him a little bit of trouble. And already not an optimal fight for Marco.
Yep, minimum 8.
The fastest possible Zelda is 7 cycles. All of the swoop attack instead of the triangle, and also there's a variable amount of time between cycles. So this will be at least an 8 cycle.
And the slow one,
starting
I
off
feel
on a
like.
triangle is not great.
She's waiting a lot between attacks right now.
Yeah. Another triangle.
Another triangle. Wow, that's a bad Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That in PB pace is quite painful.
And a swoop.
That's very bad. That's like a minute already lost on Zelda almost.
Yeah, with the long times
Wow.
between. And another triangle. This is... We have a leaderboard for the worst Zeldas. It's not an official leaderboard.
Oh, this one is among the worst. I didn't count, but
I think this is the worst we've seen so far. Yeah, another triangle. Wow.
that may be a new worst record, I guess. At
Worst
some point.
in Wolfdash specifically, the worst that has been seen by anyone is a 17 cycle, and that's extremely unlikely. Finally finishing the fight, still on sub 3 pace. A very, very unfortunate Zelda fight.
Lost a minute 30 on that. Wow.
Dean Machine getting attacked by the Aralphos after it had died.
Yeah, I got that last time. I didn't know that was possible. 13 cycle.
13
Wow.
cycle. Yeah, the previous worst we had seen in Wolfdash 4 was 10 cycle.
That's quite the Zelda. And then with the side hop.
Ether now starting Hyrule Castle. Pretty large gaps between the runners in the end.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty much an even gap between Marco and Dean as it is between Dean and Ether.
Yeah. Which is almost... No, I was about to say it's almost the same situation with their PB. I think Marco has quite the gap on the PB.
Yeah, Marco is third place on the leaderboard. Being able to pull out a sub 3 out of this run is very impressive. But Marco is a very good runner, very well able to do it.
Yeah, it seems like Marco is gonna face Teabag next time. Is Pool 5 later tonight?
I think Pool 5's... Is that the one going on ZSR2 right now? No.
No, it's Pool 4.
Yeah, the last pool will be later tonight.
Okay. So the second place
Not the last
switches. Yeah. Second place will be facing the winner of the race in 3 hours, and GG Marco.
GG Marco.
2:59.
59.
GG. So it's time for a race.
Yeah, out of the winning times of the pool races so far, that's the fourth fastest by the look of it, but not by that much.
Yeah, I'm barely 3 seconds faster. But then
1
we
second
have
faster than GD the other day, and
yeah,
4 seconds faster than you.
and then we have Beast.
Beast at a 2:49.
Oh my
Insane
god.
run for a race. Got Kipgood back on here in City in the Sky. Quite a significant amount behind the rest.
Getting the backup of war bombs. Since he doesn't have Zor armor, he's gonna need them for Zen.
Being done with Zelda. That doesn't look like too bad of a Zelda time. I wasn't paying attention to the cycles though.
Yeah, me neither, but it seems like 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Sword combo to manipulate his Ganon at the end.
If that was a 9, it was a fast 9. So. Kipko checking to make sure he didn't fail the early boss game. It would be a pretty significant time loss on Wii to fail that. There are a bunch of LGAs that you'd have to do in the outside area that wouldn't be possible on Wii.
I could do Pirate J, but that's it.
Just a couple more cycles left for Dean. And then we'll be on to Ethernet's Zelda fight.
Nice horseback.
I feel like runners have gotten generally better at horseback. It seems very uncommon now that it's anything worse than
Yeah.
3 cycles. Maybe 4, but
I feel like there's been a lot of discussion in the Discord, so people can help each other.
a lot of things in this game, it's just a case of little strats found over time.
Yeah.
Different runners looking into just small parts that can be improved over the run. Lots of contributions from a lot of runners. And, you know, though Kip is in last place in this race, Kip has been very helpful in developing the tools that we use for practice. So shoutouts to Kip and Taka and that whole team, and GG Dean.
GG Dean.
3:04, still a respectable time for a race. Dean will be moving on to the final bracket.
Also, yeah, Marco is probably busy with his stream, but Dean, if you want to join us, do not hesitate.
Yeah, we don't know who Dean will be going up against yet, but it'll be the winner of the race happening tonight.
Three or four. That's not bad.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, a 3:04 is going to be good enough. But it's going to be really interesting, the final bracket this year, because there are 14 runners in the tournament that have sub 3s. GG Dean.
GG.
Welcome in.
Oh, thanks for commentating for that run.
Yeah, of course. There were a lot of things that went wrong for pretty much every runner in this run.
Well, that made me
Thanks
feel
for
a little
sticking
better.
through it.
Once honestly got, once I got into lake bed, I was chilling. Honestly, up until that point, it was just the weirdest things were happening, and I just didn't feel like the brain and the body were making connections. So like, I think I was some point and I'd make an input early or something like that, and Hugo and Bo and Gate, and I think I was enter Farron at 17 minutes, 25-minute Master Sword. Like,
Yeah, it was interesting in this race. 4 of the 5 runners, from what I could tell, failed Sword and Shield Skip, and so
Yeah.
it was being rough on all of you. You were actually pretty close to Marco at Enter Lake Bed,
I saw
because
that,
Marco
yeah.
was struggling a bit. But
Yeah, I haven't been able to get the new version consistent, so I'm like, I guess I'll just stick it out with the old one, and I mean, it works.
seems like you did pretty good on the end game. It was a pretty decent Stallard skip. First try, at least.
Yeah, the L side kicked my butt like usual. I don't know if I can make that any more consistent, or if I just need to take my time and line up better.
Yeah, it's a weird trick. Any favorite parts of the run?
Well, what's is funny is how bad the early game was. Like, let's see here, we were plus 6 minutes by Elden Vessel. There was so many points where it was just like, oh, this is like already a good split, or like I was on gold pace for Elden, and then when I got into like the ruined house, I just like screwed everything up, and it's like, so I had like really solid clean segments, and then I would flip to the reverse and just absolutely slop it up. So it's like, yeah.
Feels TP, man.
Yeah. I'm not used to doing runs either right out of waking up, so I didn't feel like I had my nerves and stuff all lined up. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, this pool was one of the most difficult to schedule, so
Yeah,
shoutouts to you guys for
sorry for
making
that.
it work, even though it's so early.
Yeah, it was a long last 2 weeks basically for me, so I hadn't actually played this game up until like a few days ago because I was at my mom's house and she didn't have a freaking TV or anything to hook up to, so I'm just sitting there with a Wii and nothing to do.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
But headline, you are in the final bracket. We don't yet know who you're going up against, but I'm quite excited for the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, I did a run the other night that was like out of lake bed. It was like 2:51 pace or something like that. So like I know I can do it. I think I'm just like not in the runner's mentality. Like I can do tricks in practice and do segments just fine, but doing an actual like stress run with like as a race, like it's a different mentality.
Yeah, it can be hard to pull things together in the end.
Yeah. Honestly, failing a little bit kind of helps me relax because, like, at the beginning, I'm like, oh gosh, I need to do good. And then I start screwing up, like, yeah, whatever.
We see Kipcode also not doing Air Alpha Skip. Not too big of a surprise because of Wii.
He tried though. Yeah, GG did. That was solid anyway.
It was more so a testament of just perseverance, more so than just, like, I knew it wasn't going to do well, but honestly, just trying to keep the mentality level and not get too mad. Like, that was honestly probably the wins that I can take out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, again, good job sticking through it, and a 3:04 is still a pretty decent time for a race.
I golded the Ganondorf segment by 1 second.
Nice.
Yeah. I saw what the Ethernet got the freaking thing.
Yeah, he got the Argarot cutscene skip.
Gosh, that
the
is
Ether special.
That is, of all glitches that are exclusive to anybody, that one is exclusive to him, I think.
Yeah, no one else has been able to do it. It's exclusive to Ether's setup, from what we can tell at least.
Maybe his disc is scratched right on a really specific spot.
It might be.
Maybe a cosmic particle hit his...
My disc doesn't... I have a disc that doesn't load AG for some reason. Just AG.
Huh.
It's the same deal, I guess.
I wonder if we'll ever figure out those like hardware minute quirks so that like speedruns in 2050 are just going to be like, yeah, scratch your disc right here and shoot a cosmic particle into your RAM at specific times of the run.
And that's such a shame because GameCube discs are already so expensive.
Yeah.
It feels like heresy to scratch them. GG Ethernet.
GG.
Finishing with a 311. It's probably going to be fine to let Ethernet go through with that Argarot cutscene skip. So probably will be Ethernet in the last chance pool.
I 100% don't see any reason for it. Like, he certainly didn't send any threatening vibes this race with his silly shenanigans and Stallard skips and stuff.
And even if that causes a problem in a future race, I guess we can apply a time penalty to make it sync as if nothing happened.
Honestly,
in this case, the runners are pretty far apart, so not too big of an issue.
When I do races, I kind of like there to be a little like tight rivalry amongst like some of the runners, but here, yeah, it was just Marco took off and I couldn't keep things together, and then we all just kind of had our own pace.
Welcome in, Ether. GG.
GG.
Congrats on the Argarot cutscene skip.
Yeah, I wish that didn't happen, but I just kind of sat there, so I didn't.
I mean, it's your setup. But
I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have happened if I didn't fail the last setup with Argarot, but whatever.
GG's regardless. Thanks for sticking it out.
Oh yeah, rough run, but whatever. It's Wolfdash.
Yeah.
Especially like getting in here right after waking up, I assume. Like,
oh yeah,
it is.
I woke up at like 8:40, I think, and then I was like, oh damn, I forgot. We're starting at 8:45. It's fine though. I'm awake now.
Yep. And a 311 isn't too bad. You'll be in the last chance pool.
Okay.
We'll see. Maybe you'll be able to get to the final bracket. It'll be an interesting race, whenever it's scheduled. That's a headache I don't want to deal with yet.
For not running for a long time, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not great.
Yeah. No, you did good. Nice start, skip and shit. Very nice.
Yeah, I tried going for a Tower Skip once, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna just do normal.
Yeah, using the demon setup, it was interesting to see.
Yeah, I stopped using the demon setup because I was just like, there's all these buffer setups happen, and I would say that my consistency improved at least 15 to 20%. Like it feels so much smoother, and you're not like sitting there struggling fighting against him turning to get the vertical angle. Like you just get it with the buffers.
It was.
So I
really
agree
cool.
with that. But
Marco got Ringless Stallard Skip.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
sick.
Yeah, he
Ether,
went fast.
you got one bomb.
Oh
You
yeah,
got one
I forgot
ball.
about that.
At
Like,
least there
that
was
was
some good elements of this race, you know. It was a
Crazy
little
strats. Oh
sloppy.
yeah, Fernan just jumping over the mailman trigger there because Wii 1.0 triggers are a joke. So it's impressive to see how consistent runners are these days at such difficult tricks.
Well, I could be consistent at the easy basic movements.
Yep. Feels DP man again.
I think on average, like to best, I was losing like 15 to 20 seconds almost per split on average. Whereas I like to, on a good, nice tight run, you know, you're sitting probably plus 10 or less. Really tight, nice gold. I could not, for the life of me, keep a tight segment. Just one of those days, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't easy for everyone. Starting off with almost everyone failing solid chain skip.
Yeah, at least we all failed it together. Yeah.
Except Ether, I think.
I barely got it first try, I think.
I really worked it too, like, because Hugo was not cooperating and getting into position, and I was gonna take it easy. And then when I did think I get it, I didn't. It's like, all right.
Classic sword and shield skip.
Yeah, the way you missed it was like a pixel off.
I don't know. Like my second attempt almost looked worse than my first one, but it worked. Like, back to the lab again, I guess. Oh. How long till our Wii runners finish?
So Fernan is in Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle is basically the same on Wii as GameCube, so should be only 16, 17 minutes. And Kip Code in City in the Sky, it's going to be at least 40 minutes, 45 maybe.
Well, they said straight up in chat that
Yeah, we'll probably cut the stream around when Fernan finishes.
But we have more TP.
Yep, this is the first of 3 races today. As a reminder, there is another race going on ZSR2 right now. And then we'll be back on ZSR main tonight at 6 Eastern, I think. For the last of the pools races.
Can't wait to know who I'm gonna face next time.
And huge shoutouts to Baseball and to the ZSR crew as always for the restream.
Yeah.
Fernan failing the barrier skip there.
The first one?
Barrier 2 skip.
Oh.
So yes, the first barrier skip that
Yeah.
you go for.
I implemented Human Gorge Hoy, and that's kind of an interesting concept.
It's smart, I think, in races.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea in races.
I think on average it's losing 35 seconds if you get the iron boots.
I've heard 29, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a little less than that. I'm not sure the numbers though.
I think jump attack is 9 seconds loss. And yeah, 30 seconds save warp.
No, I did a run the other day with it, and like, got a really solid like bit time. So it's like even with an 8-minute iron boots, it just relies on consistency throughout, and hopefully that will be in the next race.
You got this.
Good old Wii cooldown for spin attacks. That's probably close to as fast as a King Bullet 4 as you can see on Wii. I think you can go a little faster though. See if Fernan gets the backflip. And even further, let's see if Fernan can successfully save after getting the backflip. Unfortunately, missing it there.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we can spin to win on GameCube.
Yeah, it's the trade-off of on GameCube, if you hold B for the spin attack, then it takes a second to charge up, where you can spin attack instantly on Wii. So they just changed the cooldown to after instead of before. Except they also made it possible to quick spin on GameCube, making that meaningless.
I mean, I know Skyward Sword came out after, but they could have just, done the spin shake remote. But, had to do
Use
something
the
different.
stamina.
Just bring a stamina bar to TP. Pause, champ.
Oh my god, Zelda Speedruns 2. Full 4 going on right now, too.
Struggling with the darknet a little bit.
On GameCube, you can line up this boomerang throw to after the Dark Knight fight, but on Wii, you need to aim after. It's slight little quirks that just add to the gap between Wii and GameCube. Just because of different control schemes.
I will probably, sadly, have to head out. I'd love to finish this, but sadly, work is a thing I have to go to sometimes.
Yeah, good luck at work.
Thanks
And
again for
GG.
racing, and GG.
I appreciate it.
And best of luck in the final bracket.
Yeah, probably will be racing you.
I'm
Maybe.
racing. I forgot. But yeah, we'll see. I hope.
Alright,
It's been a while.
I'll catch you later.
Bye bye.
I'm also gonna head out. I'm hungry.
Enjoy food.
Thanks again for showing up so soon after waking up. And,
It's fine. It's
GG.
my fault, kind of, for sleeping in, but thanks
enjoy
for waiting
the
for me.
Last chance.
Yeah, good luck.
See you guys later.
And GG.
See ya.
See ya.
Got Fernan about 7 minutes from the end, probably. Just has to climb the tower and do the final fight. Gipcode finishing City in the Sky still has the 2 dungeons left to do. Around 40 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, that would be over 4 hours for him.
Oh man, playing on Wii. I have before forgotten to get the big key because it's flipped and had to climb down Ganon's tower which is harder than it seems it should be.
Oh yeah. I hope I never make that mistake.
Just don't play Wii for it.
Yeah, we'll have to. We have new ILs to do. Nice bonk. Keep cannot work for some reason.
It can't work
Oh, yeah.
because he is being seen by fire.
He also had to zoom in because he didn't
Yeah,
do
because of
stuff.
Stellar's Skip.
I love that we figured that out after the fact.
Yeah, it's a nice perk. And in fact, because of that, the Japanese version, which pretty much no one runs because it has map glitch patched, but because of that, Japanese saves a lot more time with Stallard Skip. Actually, that's completely different, but Japanese does save a lot more time because of Stallard Skip because of that zooming in thing, because otherwise Japanese can't warp away. It's another odd quirk.
Oh, wow.
You have to raise the mirror on Japanese unless you do Stallard Skip, which means it's fast for no save and quit.
Yeah, but the route is pretty insane. I want to try it. But for that I need a JP disk, I guess. Which I'm gonna eventually get. Alright, Zelda and Wii.
Sometimes on Wii, it being mirrored really messes you up, but in this arena where it's already symmetrical, it just looks normal.
Yeah.
That's true for most of the Ganon fight. I suppose we'll be going to a different side for Beast Ganon second cycle, but pretty similar.
Unfortunately, bad RNG on the second ball. I don't think he's got it yet.
I think he's gotten the second ball, but I haven't been counting.
I'm not paying attention. Oh no. Alright.
Yeah. Still not great RNG for Fernand. But I don't think that was nearly as bad as Marco's.
Yeah, that was fine.
Kipco doing 4 hits instead of 3, that makes Phantom's Ant go around the room a random amount of times before you can hit him again. But finishing up the fight. It's great that Fernan has 7 hearts. I probably got the heart container from all of the dungeons when our GameCube runners all finished with just 4.
No, Ether finished with 3.
Oh yeah, Ether didn't get the City in the Sky one either.
Basically something only him can do as well. Unless we want to lose time.
Fernan done with Beast Ganon. Just 2 more phases and then it'll be done.
Post Trump.
And what I said earlier about people being more consistent at horseback doesn't really apply to Wii because most of the consistency in horseback applies from camera control. And Wii doesn't have that, so hopefully Fernan has a good Ganondorf. But it's a little bit harder on Wii because of no camera control. Just missing the spin attacks here, but gets it eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, that RNG very hard to back up on Wii.
Yeah, we can't really turn like Ganondorf if you cannot move the camera around. Nice, nice, nice.
Just a 4 cycle, not too bad. Kip is able to drop the soul just by switching. I opted to pull the sword out, but you can just switch the boomerang to the B button, and that would drop it as well.
Unfortunately, dropped it a bit early, a bit late.
Yeah. That one doesn't roll. Hope Stupid Room goes well.
GG, Fernan.
And a good Ganondorf fight for Fernan, finishing it off.
$332.49. GG.
Still a bit behind PB, but a pretty decent run for Wii. And unfortunately, Stupid Room being Stupid Room for Kip.
Oh. Yeah, Stupid Room can go really wrong.
All right, we're gonna pull in both Fernan and gonna get Kipgoat in here too. GG Fernan.
GG guys.
That looked to me like it was a pretty decent run for you, but we can't see your splits. So how was the run?
So I was not running against splits, but that is 23 seconds off my route PB.
That's really good. Oh, Kip falling down again.
Oh yeah.
Fortunate.
Yeah, I do have to practice that dungeon for real.
Stupid room.
This room in particular is the bane of many runners.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But well, that's running.
Both of you will be in the redemption bracket, and should still be a lot of good races left in the tournament. It was interesting to see, even between the two Wii runners, not doing bite route, you still opted for different routes. It was cool to see the ZA route.
Yeah,
So,
apparently it doesn't lose that much time.
Going with a little variety.
Yeah, it was just Marco and Dean on the same route. Everyone else was on a different route.
So did Ethernet do...
Ether did Gorge Pillar Clip.
Gorge Pillar Clip, okay, yeah.
So, favorite parts of the run? Highlights?
Not that much on my side.
I will say the only highlights were the funny little mistakes I made throughout the run.
The friends we made along the way. That's what we call those, right?
Yes. Slipping off the rooftops was one of them.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Accidentally attacking Hugo because I was messing around was another.
Yeah, everyone got second try, Hugo. That's pretty...
Not either. Got it first try, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think I played pretty well. I just made a bunch of mistakes I never made before, or haven't made in a while.
That's
the usual
pretty
phrase.
Common
That's never happened. That's never happened before.
Yeah, there's a first time for everything. I've learned that if it can happen in TP, then it will happen to you.
And even if you don't know it will happen anyway.
Exactly.
Except for Ethernet's glitch.
Well, okay, he's a bit of a special case,
but... Which happened miraculously. Well, miraculously. I don't know if that's the right term for that, but
it is a miracle. The dragon disappeared.
True.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that that failed barrier skip at the end kind of cost me there.
Cost you the route PB. That's true.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure because I wasn't running against splits, but then I think I opened up race time and saw this might get kind of interesting, and it was. Yeah. I guess overall I'm just happy I played pretty close to what my route PB is, which is a 3:32.26.
Oh yeah. Oh, GG.
I think if I remember correctly, you got a real PB recently.
I did.
So
yeah.
GG on that. Obviously, the bite route, there are several reasons why you shouldn't do it in a Wolfdash race, but it's cool to see. Lots of people improving, lots of people getting good times. I should improve my Wii PB sometime soon.
Good luck with that.
Thanks.
The rust is very... You can really feel the rust once you don't play Wii for a long time. Especially with the pointer control.
Yeah. Well, the route's a bit friendlier with now that we have bomb duping. So
Yeah,
for some better
I learned that
options.
very recently.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of the Moon Boots bomb boost in Snow Peak. I liked the spinner bomb boost more.
It's not that bad. Come on.
Another guy on Team Spinner Boost. It's I think it's Kip Code. It's literally just me, you, and Tuffy, who does the Moon Boots in Snow Peak. Everyone else is like Team Spinner Boost,
which I don't understand.
I mean, who wouldn't want to have Ball and Chain and Desert and Arbiters? Come on now. Anyways, thank you for having me here. I do have to run off pretty soon here, so yeah. I will depart now.
Thanks for racing.
Thank you.
Once again, this was one of the harder pools to schedule, so I'm glad that we were able to put a time together, even if it was kind of early in the morning for a few of the runners. Thanks for running, and I think we're gonna throw it off to baseball to finish up.
Yes. Hi. Thanks everyone for watching today's race. Thanks to our runners, Dean, Kipcode, Viernan, Ethernet, and of course Marco. Thank you so much for running today. Thank you to our commentators, Anarakis and G's. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's race, at least for pool number 3. There is going to be the pool number 5 race in like 2.5 hours, 6 p.m. Eastern. That'll be right here on this channel that we're currently on. So join us for that. In the meantime, we are going to head over to ZSR2, where they currently have the pool number 4 race going. So hope you enjoy that, and we'll see you in a few hours for pool number 5. Bye.